They said, is it God or is it money? I said both. Who said you can't love God and get money? Hey, yeah. I was just doing the scene. Now I am right on your screen. Sitting right next to my queen. She is the girl that I need. She called me Adam Levine. Loved her since I was 19. Finna keep our life clean. Got it, money, our routine. Hey, I was just new on the scene. Now I am right on your screen. Sitting right next to my queen. She is the girl that I need. She called me Adam Levine. Loved her since I was 19. Finna keep our life clean. Got it, money, our routine. Got it, money, our routine. Got it, money, our routine. Got it, money, I said. None of the talk is all favor. She wanna chill, I said later. Told her I'd never betray her. Spending time with my creator. Gotta get this out on paper. Stick to my faith, I don't waver. They calling me a crusader. All this cheese and no greater. Hey, I just don't wanna be average. I'm in my prime with no package. What is the point with no bandage? Temptation always a challenge. Giving but don't know what happened. I cannot believe in balance. Tripping all over these talents. Shout to my homies in Dallas. Stacking this money on palace. I might just call me a palace. I might just call me a being a king is a challenge. Bearing this fruit like I'm Adam. No future I cannot fathom. She think I'm funny and handsome. I'm making moves on a random. That's why I wrote me an album. That's why I wrote me an album. One of these gonna be gold. One of these better be platinum. Wrote the song, it was off the dome. Got this on the throne, take a land wrong. Don't know where you from, but you acting dumb like you made your bed in the catacombs. Trying to rob the crown, better turn around. Go find your soul in the lost fight. This is holy ground. I got the whole city like a high up, but ain't a single pound. I said, I was just doing the scene. Now I am right on your screen. Sitting right next to my queen. She is the girl that I need. She called me Adam Levine. Loved her since I was 19. Finna keep our life clean. Got it, money, our routine. Hey, I was just new on the scene. Now I am right on your screen. Sitting right next to my queen. She is the girl that I need. She called me Adam Levine. Loved her since I was 19. Finna keep our life clean. Got it, money, our routine. Got it, money, our routine. Got it, money, our routine. Got it, money, I said. Check, check, 1, 2, ayy, check, check. I don't know if I can rap this shit. Yeah, ayy, yeah. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's poppin'. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I took the phone that they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stopped checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. I see you looking, I see you watching. Wasn't too long ago, we was just talking. I'm sorry you hate me now, and I don't mean that I'm sorry for me. I'm just sorry for you, cause you won't get to see what a high king can do when he's given the chance to become what he knew he could. Now my shit's popping, oh, and I'm shocking. I'm just from Buffalo, I shouldn't make it. Was right by my auntie, but that woman hated me. Good at pretending for everyone faking it. Now I'm awake and I see why they made the choice to kick me out just as soon as I made the choice. Now I'm a king, yeah, that's the thing. Happens a lot. Fatherless kids, yeah, we come by the lot. Changing shit whether you like it or not. He would come like it or not. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I took the phone that they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stopped checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. Fuck the whole whole industry, music and media. Started my own shit, I don't think they feeling me. I just don't get it, so fuck it. I'm done with all this luck shit. Y'all think y'all scaring me, so I address it. But now all your niggas is running. All of your mouths is just running. No talent, but your shit is funded. Now all y'all think y'all real funny. Clown flexing with that fake money. Can't buy shit without real shit, so you rent shit cause you real dummy. Just invest in mine like a broker. New money coming soon. Yo, last post got like 50,000, but you can't fill the fucking room. Look at my wrist, yeah, it's popping. Took the whole family shopping. Funny that you always flexing. Just saw your car at the auction. Niggas on IG be stalking. All these girls, too many options. Act like I don't hear you talking. Drop it and they just come flocking. I took the phone that they sat in. Then got Gorilla Gang tatted. I went like it's automatic. Passing these niggas is tragic. Wearing all black with no magic. You just got green in your ice. They all stop checking the facts, so I just stopped treating them nice. Man, it's too early in the morning for this shit. But let's get it. Yeah. Ay, all of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. I'm dropping slappers to hell with an album. Might fuck around and go see Jimmy Fallon. I multiply while you bury your talents. Cause I'm like a hawk when I bury my talents. Guess what I'm saying? I pray on these niggas. There was a day when I'd pray for these niggas. Now I got nothing to say to these niggas. I pray that God does away with these niggas. I keep my friends close, but my enemies closer. My mental is gross, but my verses are kosher. These girls going wild, but I'm not a poacher, so I just keep shining like Elon, I'm solar. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. Gotta make this money, only game I know. I'm the only king, this ain't no Game of Thrones. Everybody wanna be a fucking king until it's time to do what a king does. Everywhere I look, it's just kids and drugs. Everywhere I look, it's just gangs and thugs. Can't tame the guns, can't save our loved ones. I grew my funds and I called the plug. Then I filled my lungs, I don't mess with that new shit. Y'all talking tough, but ain't none of y'all do shit. Y'all chasing money, you want the exposure. Y'all think y'all funny and snake Gucci loafers. I don't give disclaimers, I rap full disclosure. These niggas all think they were born in October. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have stacks on plus stacks when I'm older. Stacks when I'm older. Yeah, stacks when I'm older. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have millions in cash when I'm older. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole, Norma.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 3211 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustles, and yo hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. And today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2 Flexing on all you beach.
The fucking Catalina wine.
All right, fam. Hashtag Swole every day. Swole every day. Drop it in the comments down below. We'll give the Swole card away at the end of today's episode. Thank you for being here. Wednesday, February the 19th. Hashtag Swole every day. That is the hashtag for the Swole card today. Welcome, Dr. Delta, Martial Arts Mama Loretta, Nick. We are ready for today's show. Thanks for being here. A reminder to hit the thumbs up button, like, subscribe, share the show with your friends. Available everywhere, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, join the fam over at swolenormousx.com. We have a lot of amazing content, especially powered by our brand new Swolenormous app. So make sure you are joining the fam today to get access to all the training, master classes, yoga, meditation, mobility, and so much more. Today, of course, I am rocking the Go to the Fucking Gym, because St. Patty's Day is coming up in less than a month. So go get your merch. We got to buy one, get one 50% off over at papaswolio.com. So lots of cool specials. And we do have a new drop that landed 2 days ago on Monday, the Department of Gym Efficiency. So make sure you go pick that one up. That's a juicy one. That's a great mug. It's a great flag. It's a great tank. It's a great hoodie. It's a great shirt. It's a great design. So pick yourself up a Department of Gym Efficiency shirt, now available. Buy one, get one 50% off over at papaswolio.com. Now let's get right on into that tip. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, we got a couple posts from inside the app. We'll take another Swole text as well. First, we're going to introduce and welcome Alex to the Swole fam. Welcome. Alex says, "What's up, Swole fam? My name's Alex. I'm 21 years old and from Kansas City. Joined about an hour or two ago, and I just crushed my first Swolga session for my primer week, and I got the rest of the week planned out. My goal here is to get my exercise routine back in order, and I'm going to finish primer week and thinking about going straight into the 90-day dash." Well, that is the 90-day dash. So if you're doing primer week, you're doing the 90-day. You're doing it already. I'm open to doing any of the other programs. I'm very interested in weights, calisthenics, and yoga, and I'm trying to get into sparring as well. Followed Papa Swolio for about 2 years, and I'm joining because I've gone onto a massive layoff since late spring 2024 related to muscle fatigue and low energy because I was overdoing weight training, lack of direction, and poor sleep habits. I went from working out first thing almost every day to rarely working out and barely putting any effort into it if I do. I've gone from 170 to 180 pounds up to about 195, 200 since. Well, welcome to the fam. Stoked to have you with us. And sounds like the 90-day dash is absolutely where you should start. If you're doing primer week, that is the 90-day dash. So do the 90-day dash program and then get consistent, and then we will take it from there. So I recommend you continue with the 90-day dash program like you already are. Good stuff. Welcome to the fam, Alex. You're in the right place. Philip says, "I'm a new member here. I'm 47 and a law enforcement officer. I started my journey 3 years ago and have managed to go from 315 pounds to 280 pounds. I've achieved a 355-pound bench, 550 squat, and 455 deadlift in that time. What I truly need is better education on nutrition. I'm still a fluffy guy."
Hi, puppy.
Welcome, Philip. Those are some big numbers. Good for you, and welcome to the fam. We got your back on nutrition, that's for sure. And who knows, maybe you're even going to be interested. Sounds like Maximum Swole might be something that you're very interested too, Philip, if you're interested in dipping into the programs and as well as the nutrition. Big numbers. Mark, my evening routine differs. So this is from the Swole text I sent out. What's your evening routine? A good morning starts the night before. I send out this accountability text once a week, different questions. Mark says, my evening routine differs. The days that I work, which usually go till 8 at night, usually consists of reading and having my phone set in red light mode. When I'm home, it's the same thing, but I will do some stretching and meditation. I ensure that there's no bright lights around that way so I can essentially start my downtime. good. And like we always talk about with an evening routine, there's usually a trigger. You need to make sure you have a certain habit. That way, when you start that evening routine, your brain, your mind, your habits actually lead you into sleep. So you know that sleep is coming. You start turning off the lights, red mode, you start reading, whatever your evening sequence is, and your brain will automatically start shutting down because that's your routine. So you have to forge that routine, test, see what works best for you. And then as you have your routine, then you can slowly shift the beginning of your routine earlier in the evening to adjust your sleep time. That's my recommendation. That's what I've done, and that's what many members do. So good stuff. Again, head on over to the App Store, Google Play, download the Swolenormous app. Thank you, everyone, for being here. A lot of you are already members. So if you've done a class or you've done something recently inside the app, something inside Swolenormous X that you enjoyed, drop in the comments down below and we'll share it. We got some new releases, new featured classes and new stuff this week right there on the homepage. So go and check it out. There's been a lot of great releases lately, new yoga series and stuff like that. So make sure you go check it out if you haven't. And let's get on into some Knowledge Cock. We're going to get on the Swolenormous Instagram as well today instead of TikTok. TikTok was pretty good yesterday. TikTok was impressively good. A lot more followers. I get a lot more people coming in on the live stream on TikTok, but sometimes the questions can be hit or miss and you get a lot of spam sometimes. So we are live on the Daily Swole, episode 3211. And if you're watching on Instagram, this is just the question portion. So if you want to catch the full show, click the link in bio and make sure you come on over to YouTube or Rumble. Rumble is preferred. The Daily Swole on Rumble, The Daily Swole on YouTube, and of course, Apple Podcasts and Spotify to catch the full Daily Swole podcast. So let's get into the first question. If you have them live, drop your questions in the comments.
What's in the
Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. The one who asked on Instagram stories, is it okay to train abs on leg day? Sure. Abs are the easiest thing to train. You just need to do some flexion and extension. It's not complicated. You need to load it like any other body part, and you don't need to overtrain. If you're lifting heavy weights, you're getting plenty of core activation. So core training, quote unquote, is very overrated. And if you're doing heavy strength training, you're getting plenty of intrinsic core stabilizer work, et cetera, et cetera. But if you're working on your rectus abdominis, if you want to see that, of course, you need to eat better, sleep better, get your hormones and your lifestyle habits in check, and train your abs whenever you want. Remember, when you are doing any kind of body part, you want to make sure you prioritize what you need to bring up. So if abs are a weak point, maybe you train them first on leg day, maybe you train them on an in-between day. You only need a couple sets here and there. So that's your preference. Mo, can your merch get to South Africa? Yeah, we ship worldwide. We ship everywhere. I'm pretty sure we've shipped to South Africa many times. So why don't you head on over to the website and see how it works out for you? Just put in your address and all that stuff, and it should be totally fine. We ship worldwide. We ship everywhere. Everywhere. Tons of merch. Germany, Belgium, Norway, Iceland, Japan, Peru. Like, we've shipped everywhere. Name a country, we've shipped there. So unless there's like some specific limitations with your country, should be fine. Liville on Instagram. Papa Soy, what do you listen to during training? Nothing. I usually don't listen to music. Sometimes I'll put something on, but I'll have to bring like my Bluetooth speaker out, or sometimes I'll listen to a podcast. But most of the time I just record my workouts and I'm just in the zone. And I have fans out there. I like to be focused. I don't need music. So usually I don't. Just one more thing to remember and one more thing to bring out if I bring out my speaker, but I don't mind it, but I prefer actually quiet. How do I feel about supermarkets versus food farmers markets? Well, farmers markets are usually better because you'll get better selection. You'll generally get better food, and usually it's from local farmers. So most often when you go to farmers markets, it's not from global imports. So if you go to a supermarket, you're not necessarily helping or funding small businesses, but farmers markets are usually local farms in your area that come together and sell at a certain location. And I'm not saying across the board, I'm not saying they don't bring or import certain things. I'm sure their stand, maybe they have special wares or products that they bring in. But usually it's more supportive of your local economy and local farmers. So you guys could drop your thoughts in the comments down below. It might be more expensive. It depends. It depends, but you're probably going to find things that are better quality for people that are looking for maybe, for example, things that might not be listed as organic. It could still be run as an organic farm. They might not just pay for the certification or pay, because it's expensive to get USDA certified organic. It's kind of a grift, in my opinion. Those certifications everyone needs to get rubbed off. So a lot of times you might have a local farm that really does have high quality products, but they don't pay the thousands of dollars every year for an organic certification. So usually more local. It's usually more local. Mo Papasolio, do you have any advice for knee pain? Sure. Inside the Swole app, we have an ankle mobility masterclass, a knee mobility masterclass, and a hip mobility masterclass that go over all the things to really address that. But I would start with doing some reverse sled pulls, do a lot of knee over toes work, right? Yoga squats. Yoga is fantastic, but usually people that have knee pain just have weak knees. A lot of pain comes from weakness in some muscles, weakness in certain areas of your hip or your knee or your ankle joint. So pain is usually a result of weakness in an area that's leading to discomfort. Some muscles not getting activated properly, or you have friction because you have muscle imbalances due to those weaknesses. Reverse sled is great. It's great for all ages. You can load it very, very light, and you're really working the concentric end range of knee extension. So it's really repetitive, and it's a great way to build up knee integrity. Master C. I'm 15 years old and want to get muscle, but I don't know what to do, like what exercise and how much weight I can lift. You got to get on a good program. You're young, but that's really a vague question. Again, we have full programs and a lot of content on how to strength train properly, but progressive overload, get on a quality strength training program, learn how to eat properly, look into the elimination diet. We have all that in X. I'm not saying you have to join the Swole fam, but you're young and you're new. So it's a very vague novice question, but you need a quality strength training program. Start those good habits young. Okay, let's get into another one. James Bowers on Instagram stories. What is your tips? What are your tips? I got a tip for you. For getting bigger arms. Love you, by the way. Any body part you're training, you need to progressively overload. So you need more weight, more reps over time. So for bigger arms, you need to do a curling movement and you need to do an extension movement for triceps. So a couple good exercises for biceps, two good ones, preacher curl and a cable curl. There's different ways to do it, but a preacher curl is great. You get different tension. You get more tension from the lengthened portion. Preacher curl, any kind of, preacher curl and a dumbbell curl or a cable curl. And for triceps, really the 2 or 3 exercises that you can just rotate. There's different ways to do it, but a JM press is great. A tricep push down with a cable or a band and maybe a dip. But you really only need probably a JM press and a triceps push down. You're getting all aspects of the tricep with any exercise. You're just going to hit all the heads of the tricep overall by choosing a JM press, which will get more the medial and the lateral head. You'll still get the long head, but more the medial and the lateral head. And it's also going to help with your pressing movements, like your chest pressing and shoulder pressing. And doing something like a tricep push down, where it'll lock the shoulder position in place, so you'll get a little bit more of the long head activation. Playboy Ramo. Papa Swole, I just started these are very vague questions. So we're going to move right along and we'll shut off Instagram if we don't have more questions coming through. Papa, I just started the gym. Do you have some tips? Yeah, I got lots of them. Go to swolenormousx.com and download the 7 pillars. These questions are terrible today. Instagram stories. How can I become a better discipline? Start with English. 36947. Why are you against fasting? I'm not. It's just not ideal for building muscle. Alex, Papa Swole, do you have any tips for losing fat? What is good food for that? Jesus Christ. Pagu Perez Rodriguez. These are awful. How do you feel about martial arts training as a replacement for regular cardio? Martial arts training is martial arts. Cardio-focused training is cardio. Again, there are cardio components to martial arts. There's cardio components to lifting weights. Again, what's your priority? Doing cardio is not going to get you better at martial arts. Martial arts will also actually improve your cardio. So it's great to have a skill. Martial arts is great. Judo, jiu-jitsu, these are great things that are functional for self-defense and discipline. So how do I feel about it? I think martial arts are great. All right, Tiff on YouTube. I started working in a new office and all the women here are overweight and can't walk without limping. Makes me never want to work 9 to 5 in an office again. Yeah, it's a definitely humbling experience being around people that are not healthy. And actually it's great inspiration to take care of your health because you look around at all the people and you think, I never want to be like that. I don't want to look like that. I don't want to move like that. And then it keeps you consistent. All right, I'm going to sign off TikTok because Instagram because nothing's coming through. I'm going to head over to TikTok for some questions. This is awful. That was terrible. It's amazing. 1.2 million followers on Instagram and like it gets no reach. Like there's like 50 people showing up. I'm so restricted. It's just fucking it's unreal. It's unreal. All right. Absolutely crazy. The amount of money over the years I've spent on Facebook and Instagram ads, just so much. I'm not even going to say it. Absolute unreal quantities of investment and all the effort. And it's just like, you can't even reach the people that follow your fucking page. It's so disgusting. Same thing with YouTube. All these apps are dog shit. What's the point of following someone? What's the point of following someone if you're not going to see when they fucking post? All right, just a little business rant there. Alex on YouTube. Real, I know some people on a fuck ton of prescriptions. I don't want to be like that in 40 years. Look, this is a great thing. I mean, I'm grateful that I spent a lot of time for multiple reasons. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents as I got older. When I first moved down to Florida, I lived with them for a little bit. Really good experience because you're around. They didn't exercise. They didn't really eat healthy. And they were better than a lot of other people their age. But when you spend time with older people, and I did a lot of time doing training, I trained a lot of people that were older. So when you see what it's like, and I trained at a gym that was mostly older people. It was a private training studio. And I had clients that would pull up in Ferraris, they would pull up in Bentleys, Rolls Royce, and they would have a cane and they'd barely be able to get out of their car. And sometimes I would go out there and help them get out and then bring them into the gym. You have all this money, you have all these resources, and you can barely move. So it's not about the money that you make. It's about the relationships. It's about your enjoyment day to day. It's about your purpose in life. You can make all the money in the world. I mean, everyone wants money or they think they want money, and that's great. Money can make certain things easier, but it definitely doesn't get people to prioritize their health. And who the fuck wants a Rolls Royce that you can barely get in and out of? It's awful. Who wants a fancy car that you can barely move? You can barely move as an individual. Oh, you have a nice car. Cool. You have a Hyundai. It has 4 wheels and it's still going to get you from A to B the same as a Rolls Royce will. It's just your ego got in the way for years and years and years, and you trashed your body and you could barely move. It's gross. It's gross. It's a grotesque thing. It's a grotesque way to live. And it's unfortunate that so many people go down that road, but you don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to. So spend time with people that are not well. And this, I think, is really great. I think a lot of people, if you're a personal trainer or you want to take care of your health, train some older people or spend some time with older people and you realize, fuck, I don't want to end up like that. Plus, a lot of times they have great stories. They have perspectives and regrets and things that they can share with you that you can avoid. Remember, it's advice. You don't know what they know until you're 70, 80, 90. You can't go back in time. So imagine a great thought experiment. I said this the other day on the audio podcast over the weekend. You know, you want to go into the future and imagine that you're 80 years old. What would you tell yourself today to be where you want to be when you're 80? Imagine you're 80 years old or 90 years old. And today you just woke up and you're 30 or you're 40 or you're 50. Let's just say you woke up from a dream and, oh my God, I have 40 more years. Just pretend like you woke up from a dream and you're 90 years old. And now, and all of a sudden you have a new lease on life because all of a sudden you went back in time. Just pretend like you went back in time and you're back in time right now. What would you do to make sure that you're in a better position in the future? And do those things. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with making money. You want to make money by providing value to society and value to other people and value to your community, right? There is morality attached to how you make your money. There's nothing wrong with making money. There's nothing wrong with making a lot of it. You just want to make it with good intentions. You want to make it by providing value to society. And money is great. Money helps you do things, but money isn't the answer to everything. And a lot of people that have money are miserable and they're depressed and they're taking all these drugs or they're committing suicide. So you see all these celebrities and all these people, oh my God, they have so much money. Everyone loves them, blah, blah, blah. They don't love themselves and they take their own life, or they, beat themselves into the ground, or they have terrible relationships and they're been married 10 fucking times and they're just hot messes. They're hot messes. So it isn't what it seems to be. Trust me. You don't want that direction. It's not a good direction. All right. Let's see. The Spark Father, Papa Soy. How do you prevent little injuries? By doing things properly. I mean, you're going to have little injuries. You're going to have little things. Like sometimes your knee might swell or you have a little tendonitis. You're training hard and sometimes you overdo it. You don't recover properly. But proper programming and being aware of how your body works and what your weak points are can help you and and will help you mitigate injury risk. The problem is when people let their ego get in the way and they don't want to drop the weight or they don't want to do corrective exercise and they are just saying, well, if I just when I do flat bench press, my shoulder hurts, but when I do incline, it's fine. So they do incline and then eventually their shoulder blows out and, well, I don't know what happened. You ignored it. If there's a big break in the highway, there's going to be a detour. People are going to get off the exit, but you have to fix it, right? You'll have the repair crews come out to the highway and repair the highway while they detour, and there's going to be traffic for a few days while they fix it, and then it'll be back. But if you just leave it, it's going to decay more and more and more, and there's always going to be traffic, and it's going to be backed up throughout the entire state, and it's going to be a hot fucking mess. So you have to address the issue. The Spark Father, do you recommend hiring a coach of physio for correction? It's possible. Now, a good reason to record yourself in the gym and to view your form, we talk about, should you be filming in the gym? A lot of people can't afford a trainer, or they don't necessarily need a trainer, but how can you spot yourself? You can't see yourself when you're training. So setting up a camera or your phone and watching yourself later on. I watch my videos. When I record myself training, I watch those later. I get amped. Because sometimes when you're doing a set, or oftentimes I would say you're doing a set of 4 or 5, 6 reps up into including failure, you're executing with proper form as hard as you can to your limit. It feels like everything's moving. It feels like you're shifting. It feels like the weight's barely budging. And sometimes when I have certain reps at the end and I'm like, the weight's barely moving. Oh, I didn't get that rep. That was awful. I look at the video and I got a full rep. You just kind of get numb. You're just pulling as hard as you can. You don't feel your arms or you don't feel things moving in the way that they actually are. And I watched the rep later and I realized I moved the weight faster than I thought I did. My form was on point. It felt like I slipped a little bit. So it's not always, it kind of confirms or reiterates maybe what your feelings are. So it's really good to film yourself in terms of testing your form. But in terms of corrective exercise, you can know what to do. You don't necessarily need to hire someone. It really depends on your bank of knowledge and what you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to improve and what your resources are, because it's not free unless you have some sort of health care or insurance that covers physical therapy. And there's no guarantee that they know what they're doing. So you definitely can, but when you hire, you have to find someone that knows what they're doing. Maybe a good recommendation. All my workout shirts are Papa Swole tanks. Yeah, gym addict for life. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Buy one, get one 50% off for a limited time. It's perfect. Yeah, mirrors are good. Mirrors can be good, but some exercises you just can't see in a mirror. Or if I'm doing a T-bar row and I have 6 or 7 plates on it, I'm not going to be turning my head looking in the mirror because then you can pull a muscle. It's just not a good position. So mirrors are good. Mirrors are definitely good, but filming yourself too. And when you film yourself, you don't have to be getting the entire gym and filming everyone around you. You can get a tight angle where you're just trying to look at a couple different things. But get permission. Yeah, Nick says, that's why I film myself. I always get permission. I never yell at people for walking through it. Most people, you know, when you're in a public gym, it's not your own gym. And here's a big thing. Most people don't ask. They'll just set up a camera or something. But you will find if you ask, hey, do you mind if I film my set? Most people are going to be like, no, you're fine. And you're like, I don't care if you walk through or you have to go through, no big deal. Most people will be totally fine with it. And most people will just appreciate that you asked. And most people are not going to be confrontational like, yeah, man, don't film. Or if they say no, you're like, okay, I'll just get the other angle. It's just respectful. And then you know you don't have a problem. So you don't have to create a problem. But just asking, most people will say, okay. And I'm sure, Nick, most people that you ask, they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. You can always ask and say, hey, do you mind if I record my set for form? You know, if you're sitting there, you know, doing booty pics and you're like flexing in the mirror, it's kind of like you're getting in the way. But most people won't care, especially if you ask. Most people won't care. They understand. It's entitlement. No one likes someone who's entitled. Like you're in the middle of a crowded gym and you set up a big old, you know, DSLR camera. It's a dick move. You're taking up space and people can't move around it or they don't want to walk in the way. And when people treat it like a private gym, if you're in a corner and you're filming certain form, you're probably all right. And usually if you ask, people are going to be fine with it. Fucking Camper says, Papa, thank you for your words of encouragement. You have kept me here in these dark times. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Stick around. The world needs you. The world needs your sick gains. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Luis says, Papa Swole, my friend doesn't go to the gym anymore. I got a correction for you. Sounds like your ex-friend. Sounds like you're in need of a new friend. You need friends that go to the fucking gym. Piero Lipa, Papa Swole, I was here asking for shoulder workouts yesterday. Got a good set for leg days. I mean, yeah. What do you mean? A good set for leg days? Depends on your split. Depends on what exercise you have access to. What have you been doing? Legs are fantastic. If you want big legs, there's a couple exercises that you should do. I recommend people do a hip hinge, whether it's a stiff leg deadlift, an RDL. Stiff leg deadlifts are great. 45-degree hyper with dumbbells or a band, depending if you're biasing hamstrings or glutes. Adductor machine. A leg press or a pendulum squat or a hack squat. Some sort of compound leg press, leg movement like that. Or a Smith machine squat or a barbell squat or a front squat or an elevated heel squat, whatever. And a leg extension. That's all you need. Did I say leg curl? And throwing in either a seated or a prone leg curl. Because if you're doing a hip hinge and you're doing a stiff leg deadlift or a weighted 45-degree hyper, you're going to be getting the hip hinge, the hip extension component of the hamstrings. But you also want to get the component of the hamstrings that crosses the knee joint. So you want to get some sort of a prone or seated leg curl. And then a lot of people don't, or they neglect the inner thigh machine, the adductor machine, ADD. So you'll get some posterior adductor work when you're doing hack squat, linear hack squat, or linear leg press. If you're doing pendulum squat, you're not really going to be getting much adductor because the tension's more at the full extension of the knee. But anytime you're doing a linear, like a Smith machine, linear leg press, linear hack squat, you're going to be getting more adductor. And then if you add the adductor machine, you're getting more frontal, I shouldn't say frontal, but anterior portions of the adductor. So if you want thick thighs, you want inner thighs to be thick too. James Gibbs on TikTok. Again, if you're watching live, hashtag Ask Papa Swole in the comments. If you're watching on TikTok, the full show can be found on Rumble or YouTube at The Daily Swole, and also Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So this is just the question portion of the show, and I appreciate all the questions. Keep on dropping them live in the comments. James Gibbs, Papa Swole, barbell or front squat for quads? Well, barbell, it's not either or. You mean back squat? A barbell can be a back squat or a front squat. It can be a high bar squat, can be a low bar squat. If you want quads, front squat can be good. Usually there's limiting factors for people. I would look into getting squat shoes, do a high bar barbell squat, or elevate your heels on plates. That way you can get more knee flexion. If you want big quads, a squat pattern is not for glutes, it's for quads. You want to drive your knees over your toes. So you need ankle mobility, and you need to get your knee over your toes so you can get more knee flexion. You want to bias knee flexion. Generally, if you mean back squat or front squat, in general, most people can't load a front squat as much. You have to practice it. Most people can't load a front squat as much as back squat. The reason why front squat people think it's more quad, it's because of the distribution and where you have to balance. So if your weight's here on the front, you're more upright with your back. So you get you're getting less lower back and less, glute involved. And because the bar's in the front, your knees are driving over your toes more. So people think of front squat more as a quad bias squat, but you can do that with a back squat. You just need to elevate your heels. The problem is if you're doing a back squat, you're doing 300 pounds and you never do front squats before, you might have 90 pounds on the bar. You're not really loading it properly. It doesn't really matter. Front squats are great, but bottom line, you want that knee flexion. So by default, people that hold a front bar position, a front squat position, I used to do front squats a lot. And I've done front squats with 3 plates plus on each side. They're great, but you're just as well getting some squat shoes or elevating your heels and doing a high bar back squat. You're going to be more stable in most cases. Front squats are also really safe, or much safer, in the sense that if you have to bail out of a front squat, you could just drop the bar. So if you're doing a back squat, you want to make sure you have supports. If there's no supports, it is a lot safer. I've seen some gnarly shit from people that do back squats that can't dump the bar properly. They don't have the mobility, or they get stuck leaning forward. Front squats are also really good because of the safety, because you're able to just drop the bar easily. If you have a hack squat, I recommend hack squats. Safety bar squats are fine. I have a transformer bar. Again, a lot of these different bars and shapes and machines, a Smith machine, a hack squat, a pendulum squat, a leg press, a squat press, a leg extension, a transformer bar, a safety bar, a Yukon bar, or a Duffalo bar, or whatever it is. These are just different tools. Find one that you like. Find one that you feel solid, that's stable, that you can progressively overload, they have access to, that you enjoy, that feels good on your body, and then progress that. It really doesn't matter that much. It really doesn't matter that much. So all those things I just listed, except for the leg extension, these are all compound leg movements. You could do Bulgarian split squats and make sure your knees are going over your toes. You could elevate your front heel and really get that knee flexion for Bulgarian split squats. Totally fine. You can do you can load that. You just might be more limited if you're using dumbbells. How heavy do your dumbbells go? There's so many options. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's very easy to get wrapped up with, oh my God, there's 20 different things you could do. There's 1,000 different things you can do. Doesn't mean you have to do all 1,000. It doesn't mean they're all ideal for you. What are you trying to achieve? What works best for your body? And for some people's structure, you're going to find something. For some of you, you might, I have this hack machine. Let's say you have a hack squat machine at your gym, but the brand sucks. Not all hack squats are the same. Not all leg presses are good. They don't all have a good angle. They're not all the same. Maybe it doesn't go low enough. Maybe whatever reason you don't like it. Fine. You don't like it. Either you're not doing it properly, you haven't given it a chance, or it's okay to not like something. It's okay if something doesn't fit you. Remember, these companies are making this piece of equipment, whatever it is, they're making equipment and they have to try to fit as many people on it as possible. So some gym equipment is meant for fitting the most amount of people. But that doesn't necessarily mean that if you're a really strong professional bodybuilder, that's a good machine. Maybe it's just not good. You can't load a lot of plates on it. This is why like older equipment in many cases is better. And this is why I buy used equipment. This is why a lot of gyms, like the best gyms in my opinion, have a lot of like old style equipment, because in the 80s and 90s, the people that went to the gym were usually that were training seriously. It wasn't like, fitness influencers. It was people that were professional bodybuilders. So this shit is made like tanks. That's why the older equipment, you'll have bigger stacks. I have a calf raise machine that has a 500-pound stack. You don't see that today. They might have 300 pounds or 250. It's cheaper. It's easier to move. Most people don't use the full stack. So the equipment's been pussified in many ways. They still make really good equipment today, but you get my point. You go in the 80s or 90s, a lot of the horns, some of the on leg presses, they have extra horns on top. And there's just so many places for 45s. You're thinking, who the hell is going to use all that? That's why a lot of the machines have phased out a lot of these extra weight pegs, because people aren't putting on 20 plates on each side. Like the old classic Ronnie Coleman video on the Nebula leg press, they don't make those anymore. And that's why they're so expensive. Like you find one in the used market, you're going to be paying 10 grand for one, but you can put 2,000 pounds on it. Who's doing that in gyms? Most people aren't. So, and also sometimes the weight stack, depending on the pulleys, depending on the angle, it doesn't have to be 500 pounds. But my point is, you don't see machines that have 500-pound weight stacks. You just don't. Flex Fitness, like Body Masters, these things. I have equipment. You'll look at it. Oh, it looks like a skinny piece of equipment. It's the heaviest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life. It's so heavy because it's different type of metal. They use square and I don't know what you call it, like the square metal posts. And today they use the tube metal, which are usually alloys and compounds, and they're lighter. It's lighter to ship. So if you're a company and you're shipping 100 machines, if they're 50 pounds lighter, that's thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds less. It's a lot less to ship. It's a lot less material, but you also get what you pay for. Sometimes the machines they're not made with the same quality. Same thing with cars, right? Things break. Same thing with appliances. A lot of stuff is throwaway now, or they just replace they replace the straps, or they replace the bolts. They're not made to last for 50 years. Some of this equipment, and the reason why I have it outside, it's the Body Masters equipment. That company made machines with such high quality, their profit margin was so little, they went out of business because they made stuff too well. They never needed to replace the equipment. Body Masters, the classic stuff, it's indestructible. Indestructible. And that's why it's still around, and that's why they still hold value, because they're just made amazingly. Anyway, all right. Machine rant. Cerny says, my leg curl machine couldn't fit anyone taller than 5'3". Works for my short ass. And you're going to find certain pieces of equipment that will fit better than others. And sometimes you get on a machine, you're like, oh, I don't like it. It's too hard for me to reach. And okay, so it's not for you. You have to think about the shift over time when it comes to fitness equipment. In the 80s and 90s, you didn't have 5'0" women in the gym all the time. Now, so many people and everyone goes to the gym. Or actually, let's be honest, most people don't go to the gym. But you know what I mean? A wide variety of people. You didn't have so much the average person going to the gym. That really exploded in the early 2000s and stuff, much more. So it was made for professional. It was made for people that were lifting heavy weights. It was made to last. They used to make things to last. Yes, sewing machines. Yeah, so the old sewing machines, they're just made like tanks. You oil them and they'll work forever. You don't have to replace it. You don't need to. It's just, I go out there, I spray a little silicone grease. They're just made so well. Colson on TikTok, been loving upper lower since you pushed me from push-pull legs 6 days a week. Recovery is awesome and progressing. Good for you. Upper lower is fantastic. Upper lower is fantastic. You might even be interested in trying full body at some point, but upper lower is great. You could always go back and forth, but now that you understand, oh, recovery is so much better, how much volume do you actually need? And then you can play around with that. Once you realize how much you can gain by training more frequently and doing less volume, you start thinking, well, can I do less volume and even more frequently? And you play around and find what you like best. It's good. It's good. Upper lower is great. Like I said, full body is probably not for everyone. I mean, I think it is for everyone, but you have to execute it properly. The cool thing is, like for my, like, let's say a full body workout, maybe it takes me 2 hours just because I'm switching machines. I'm taking longer rest periods. But what's the difference doing 2 hours every other day or hour and a half every other day versus an hour every day? I'd rather get the 48 hours between and train a little bit more, because every workout is, for me, it's coming off a recovery day. So every workout, I'm fresh going into it, even though it's a little bit longer. I'm distributing the exercises more. I'm getting more frequency. I'm completely recovered, for the most part. Maybe I'll switch an exercise or two here and there. Maybe I'll add in something new and I still feel a little bit sore. I'm like, okay, I'll do that in 2 days. Like today, I was still feeling like a little bit. So I'm going to train a little bit later and give myself a couple more hours, before I do my session today and see if I recover a little bit more before I make a decision on that. But if you do 2 hours every other day, like, oh my God, that's so long. It's like, well, some people train an hour every day. I'm getting 48 hours between stimulus. And I know, and based on what I'm doing, I'm able to increase my weights more frequently. So I'm seeing the numbers go up more dramatically. Very interesting. My God, this t-shirt slays. It does. And yes, I've worn it a few days in a row because it's awesome. And it's coming up on St. Paddy's Day. So I'm going to rock this a lot. Has that nice little, it still smells new. It's clean. People are like, you're wearing that shirt every day. I'm not wearing it all day, sweating in it and then putting it back on. Like, I wear it for the show. I'll take it off. I go get sun on my nips and then it's clean. I'm not sweating my ass off here. My nips are hard. Bryce, what's my split? Currently, my split is full body. I'm doing full body every other day. And like I said, sometimes I'll do certain exercise and then 2 days later, I'm like, oh shit. If I add something new in, I might still be a little bit sore. So I might change up the routine or realize that maybe if I throw something in new, I have to leave a rep in the tank or something like that. Make sure I'm not getting too sore. Because if it's novel, you might get sore and then it might throw off your recovery. So you have to ease into a new movement. But I've been learning and I've been testing and seeing how I pair up different movements for full body. So I don't do the same movements every time I train. You don't have to, even if you're training every other day, you don't have to do the same exercise every time. You can alternate. That way you're not always doing heavy compound movements, because you're not going to be able to maintain that every other day doing super heavy, exhausting movements. Christian Hidalgo, just want to say your videos are legit my motivation. I see them and think, damn, you right. Good for you. Go to the fucking gym. Rumble, YouTube, what is going on? Is no one getting their notifications? Where is everyone? You guys sleeping? TikTok's carrying the show today. Where you guys at? Nick, ooh, Papa Swole, should I use my tax return for more Swole merch or gym equipment? Oof. Oof. What gym equipment would you be getting? Notice I wasn't saying like Swole merch. I don't know, man. It depends. It depends. What would you be getting? I can't talk crap about getting more gym equipment. Why not both, bro? Why not both? Why not both? Chris says just now tuned in and got the notification. Got the notification an hour into the show. An hour into the show. Dewey, silly question. What song do you put on that gets you absolutely bricked up to crush a set? I don't listen to music when I train. I don't listen to music when I train. I mean, I could put on some fucking. I could put on a playlist, maybe like Offspring or some sort of like heavy metal or something like that. It depends, but usually I don't. Because right now, the way the gym's set up, I don't have like speakers out there. So I'd have to bring out like my Bluetooth speaker. And I'm usually I have fans on, so I'm not going to hear the music a lot anyway. And I'm focused on my training. I don't care about the music. So most of the time, I don't listen to anything. I like just going out there and training, focusing on that. Nice droning of the fans. I just go out there and train. I don't need music. My nationality is Swole. Swole as fuck. Yeah. Does that make me a psychopath? Maybe. Everyone's like proof that Papa's a psycho works out with no music or podcasts or anything. And it's not that I haven't. I don't. Yeah. Maybe I am a psycho. Yeah, Offspring. I know, Nick. I don't want to think about it. No music, Papa, you're a killer. Maybe. I probably could. I probably could. I could. I could have been I could have gone in like a Black Ops team. I probably sleep fine at night. Midnight raid on people that don't go to the fucking gym. Go to the fucking gym. But with me, it'd be like a BB gun. Get the fuck up. Go to the fucking gym. Thwack, thwack. Miss Self-Destruct. I go to commercial gym, so I have something. Otherwise, people talk to me. Fuck that. I only have 1.5 hours in the gym. I have to focus. Again, I have my own gym. I go outside. I don't mind fans and just, I'm by myself. So if I'm in a gym, if I'm going to I'm definitely wearing headphones because gym music usually sucks. So if I'm in a gym, if I'm somewhere where there's like, I'm going to zone out, I'm probably going to be headphones on and shit like that. So I'm not listening to radio. I'm not listening to Celine Dion or whatever the fuck comes on. My heart will go on bullshit. No. Another perk of having a home gym is like I'll listen to whatever I want to, including nothing. Chris, any cold brew recommendations? Anything you buy from a store? Yeah, this is actually, this isn't homemade cold brew. This is like Chameleon brand. I guess they sell it at Whole Foods. So this is like the espresso one because I like darker roast. So it's like a 1-to-1 ratio. So I'll fill it up to like here, put a little cold water into here, and then put a little raw cream on top. So I've been enjoying the cold brew. It's been feeling better on my stomach, and it's been hot. So I just kind of, Mama Swole got me a couple cold brew things to try. Cold brew is the kind of thing that you can make in advance. And I used to, but I just kind of fell out of the habit of doing it. And then this is kind of getting me back into cold brew. So I've been enjoying it. I'll stick to it for a while. When I like something, I'll do that for a bit. It's been a little bit easier on my stomach, I've noticed. But you can make your own cold. Yeah, you can make your own cold brew. They have like, we have those. We have the containers and stuff. I just haven't felt like doing it. Country Girl, do you have merch? Currently wearing it. Click the link in my bio and buy one, get one 50% off. Absolutely have merch to purchase. Or are you being sarcastic? I can't tell if people are sarcastic or not about whether or not I have merch. Oh, we got merch. We got merch. Dewey says, last time I made the mistake of taking off my over-ear headphones. No matter how much I cranked my music, I still couldn't quite drown it out. Ugh. A gym I was at, Elizabeth says, a gym I was at once played We Don't Talk About Bruno from Encanto. I don't know that song, but it sounds horrible. Sounds like trauma that you... all the motivation I needed to make sure my headphones are always in my bag. I would recommend if you're bringing headphones to the gym, get 2 pairs. Because if you have like ones you have to charge or batteries, it's also really good if you have headphones. I don't think they make them with batteries anymore. Or you bring like a battery pack with you and have a backup in case they don't work. Because the last thing you want to do is in the middle of a workout, your battery dies or something. So like a backup, like plugs or something. Yeah. It's the kind of mistake you only make once, right, Elizabeth? You make it one time and you're like, never. Isn't chameleon especially loaded with caffeine? I fucking hope so. Feels like it. Could have heard that God knows how long ago. Well, cold brew is higher in caffeine than regular coffee, but it's less acidic too. So if you make cold brew, you're getting higher caffeine content than if you do hot coffee, as far as I'm aware. Pretty sure that's true. So that's cold brew in general. I don't think they add additional caffeine, but I'm okay with it. Mm-hmm. It's a terrible song from a terrible Disney movie. I gather that. Sorry. Jarella says, I have 4 pairs of earbuds in my gym bag. My backups have backups. That's what I'm talking about. You know, that's America right there. That's freedom. Fuck yeah! That's it. All right. Cool shirt. Thank you. Luke says you take the juice, just orange juice. No testosterone or any anabolic steroids. But thanks for asking. I always appreciate that. There was a famous, there was a great shirt. A friend of mine had one. I think it was from bodybuilding.com. You know, you buy supplements and then sometimes you get a free shirt. I think it said, no, I'm not on steroids, but thanks for asking. It's a great shirt. I said this on X the other day. I was like, if you have to put natty in your profile, you're not natty. No one who's actually natty. You ever see this? People's profiles are like 21-year-old natural. If you're actually natural, you don't put that in your profile. No one's putting that in their profile that's actually natural. You don't put natty if you're actually natty. You just let people think what they think. A lot of people think I'm taking something. That's totally cool. That's totally cool. I've been training for 25 years and I lift hard and I know what I eat and the people that I care about know what I do. Like Mama Solio knows I'm not taking anything. I'm just eating a lot of beef and training hard, but it's like, whatever. I don't care. I like that. Fine. You can think that I'm taking stuff. That's cool. That's a compliment. I don't have to prove it to anyone. I'm not. But of course, I will tell you guys. I've talked about this a lot. I'm 41 years old. I might do TRT in the future. And if I do, I'll be talking about it. Hey, I got blood work done. This is where I'm at. Blah, blah, blah. It's nothing to hide. I don't really care. It's a personal choice and with your doctor and with your blood work based on your life. And then if you want to take TRT, I don't care. The problem is when people say they're on TRT and they're taking extra or they pretend like they're natural and they're not, and they're taking like SARMs and all this other stuff. And I'm not familiar with all that, but you know, they're taking a lot of shit, but then just pretending. And usually it's people that justify what's natural in their head. Well, I'm taking TRT, so it's not extra, so it's still natural levels. So I'm natural. Well, that's not natural. Injecting yourself with testosterone, even if it's a little bit, it's not natural. There are some people that think creatine is not natural. I think that's ridiculous, but you know, most people just convince themselves and then pretend like whatever they're doing. So it's a grift a lot of times. You know, and then what happens is you have a lot of people that pretend like they're natural, and then everyone's looking at these people that are obviously taking a lot of shit, and then frustrated when they look in the mirror and they don't look the same way. It's like, well, you're not going to be jacked and shredded to the bone unless you're taking something. You're just not going to be. And I think today it's more obvious than ever has been because the internet's much more mature and people can comment and call people on their bullshit more quickly. The natural and the fake natural, I know people still do this bullshit, but that was really much more like 2016, 2017, 2018, as the internet was really popping off and social media and Snapchat and fitness influencers became like a thing. That was when people could get away with it because you didn't have the comment section to the point where people were calling you out. You didn't have people that knew enough about bodybuilding and knew enough about it that were involved, that were calling people out. Now it's a lot harder to get away with it. And everyone's like, yeah, you're full of shit. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that people are lying. I mean, someone mentioned Liver King in the comments. I mean, look, I don't care if you're taking stuff, but when you lie about it, it makes you a shitty person. You can't trust people. No one likes to be lied to. If someone's like saying, yeah, I'm taking X, Y, and Z, and they're transparent, why are you going to hate on the person? They're telling you what they're doing. They're not maybe recommending that you do it. Okay, so you live your life. Cerny says, why do people lie? The only reason, I guess there's like, okay, I mean, I'm not saying they're good reasons, but why would someone lie? Okay, let's say they're illegal. They're lying because sponsorship. So legally, they're not saying anything because of liability. Okay, there's one reason. Another reason would be they're guilty, and they feel guilty, is my point. They feel like they're cheating. Now, are they cheating? Cheating what? Life? I mean, if you're taking anabolic steroids and you're not supposed to in a sport or something and you're hiding it, yeah, you're cheating. But if you're a dude that goes to the gym and you're like, I just want to get jacked, who are you cheating? You're just doing something. You want to pretend like it's the ego. They want to get the love and like, the showered of affections. Like, you're so amazing. You're doing this naturally. I don't think people that take juice are any less amazing. You still have to work hard. You can't just take testosterone and look jacked. You can't. You still have to train hard and you still have to eat well and you still have to sleep well. But a lot of times anabolics can help you cut corners or help you get away with things. Steroids can help you kind of, curb like, shitty diets and shitty habits, right? Sometimes that can kind of, or training. Maybe your training isn't really that great, but it can kind of help you get great results because of what you're taking. So you can kind of get away with maybe shittier habits in a sense. I mean, if you're looking at professional bodybuilders that are honest about it, no one's hating on them. Like, yeah, but you take a lot of juice. It's like, no kidding. They're professional bodybuilders. That's like literally what you have to do if you want to get that big. Miss Self-Destruct says, people don't care if you're on gear. They care if you lie. Agreed. So if I'm sitting here and I'm like, I haven't taken anything, whether you believe me or not, it's like, okay, it's true. If I start talking about like, hey, I'm getting blood work done, I'm doing 200 whatever of TRT. I will tell you, I'm not cheating. I'm just telling you this is a decision I made based on my blood work and where I am and whatever. Oh, I hate Papa Swole now. He takes something. Okay, well, I've been training for 25 fucking years. And eventually there's going to be a point where it may or may not be a better decision. I haven't seriously, that's why I haven't gone and investigated all the stuff or my options, because I don't feel like I need it yet. My strength is going up, X, Y, and Z. I want to take this as far as I can naturally. I feel like that's a better choice. But then before like, you hit the peak and then there's like, big drop off. It's like, I'd like to maintain that. I don't want to like lose all my muscle. And then, when I'm 75, I'm going to take some TRT. It's like, that's too late if you're going to do it, in my opinion. But I'm 41. I mean, this is like the peak. Ronnie Coleman, a lot of Olympic bodybuilders, even when they're taking lots of sauce, they start winning in their late 30s, and people are taking juice so young, but that's why there's a lot of people dying young too. But people like in bodybuilding, they're like peaking like late 30s and 40s, because it takes, even if you're taking juice, when you're trying to get that big, it takes time. You could take a lot of sauce, you could train really hard. It just still takes years. So if you're putting on like fractions of a pound a month, 41 to 44, you're putting on, you can still put on, it takes time. And when your body has experienced that much stress and that much load, it's like, it's harder and harder and more demanding. This is why I've switched my training protocol to upper, lower, and currently full body, because intense training, I can't do the same kind of volume I did, nor do I want to. So I'd rather really train hard and then train more frequently and do less volume. It allows me to not create as much damage and recover better. I just feel better. Right. Sheena says, well, TRT is more for replacing what we've lost as we age rather than extra. True. But that's what I'm saying. People say that they're taking TRT, but then they're taking much more than TRT. Well, I'm just doing TRT. And they're taking twice what really, like TRT is replacement. It's not, 2 grams a week kind of thing, is my point. There are a lot of people that will say TRT and they're taking obviously more than just TRT. Because if you're taking TRT and you look like you're you look more than what like a normal human at any age. It's like, that's not replacement. That's extra. So really it would be something like I should maintain around where I'm currently at, you know, in terms of my mass. It wouldn't be like, well, I put on 20 pounds because I'm on TRT. That ain't TRT, yo. It's not TRT. Mark says Louis Simmons, the GOAT, was on roids till the day he died. He busted his ass off and he was transparent about it. Yeah, no one's like, Louis Simmons was taking stuff. Like, I don't care if he was... that was his life. He wanted to... Fine. People do it. You make your choice, but make the choice for you. The problem is a lot of people are taking stuff so they look good on camera on social media, and they're not really doing it for them. They're doing it for how people view them, and that's not a good way to do it. That's why I haven't done it, because I don't care. If someone's in the chat, well, Papa Swole, people are bigger than you. No shit. Some people are stronger than you. No shit. There's always someone stronger, always someone bigger, always someone taller, always someone more wealthy. There's always someone that's, you know. And the problem with social media is that you have this screen in front of you, and all day long you're just getting shown people that, quote unquote, have more than you in whatever respect. So if you have to look at social media with that framing and like, hey, I'm just seeing a bunch of, it used to be you look at Flex magazine and you see these jack bodybuilders like, fuck yeah, I want to lift. I want to get big like them. You know, they're taking juice, but like, I'm going to train hard. I'm going to learn what they do and try to mimic some of that stuff. Now you're just seeing like 17-year-olds that are juicing out of their mind. You're like, oh my God, he's 17. I'm 35. Like that person. Oh my God. Oh my God. And it's really not that many people. Because think about it. If you scroll through 100 things, you're like one after another, 100. Oh my God, that person's so much. Jack. You can scroll for 10 minutes, 100 accounts. There's 7.5 billion people. You're only seeing like the top 0.0000001% of people that go to the gym. And you're seeing them one after another. So it just seems like everyone's doing so much better than me. Then you go to the gym, you're like, everyone's fat. Where are the rip people? There aren't many of them. Anyway. Is your Darth Vader shirt still available? Everything's available. Everything is available. By the way, if you're on TikTok Shop, that's cool. But TikTok Shop doesn't allow all the designs. So go to the website. There's buy one, get one 50% off over there. So if you're not seeing some of the designs on TikTok Shop, they block some of them. So if you want all the designs, go to the website. Shep86, comparison is the thief of joy. Indeed. Indeed. Mark says the kids taking it at a young age are just fucking themselves up for the future. Very likely. You know, when you're that young, it's like, you know, I was eating Sour Patch Kids and crap. You know, I was bulking, and this is the most I've ever weighed in my life. I should say second. So here's the thing. I was in 2006 or so, I was like 220, but I didn't have as much muscle mass, and I don't even know where the pictures are, but I was much more round. And I remember seeing those pictures I was on the beach, and I thought I was like big, and I was big, but I had a higher body fat percentage. And I saw pictures of me. I'm like, oh my God, I look fat. So I started leaning out. So this is the heaviest I've ever been in my life, but I'm much leaner and I have much more muscle mass than I did 20 years ago. So it matters. Yeah, buy one, get one 50% off on the website. Buy 7, get 7 50% off. Buy 15, get 15% off. If you buy 100, you get 100 50% off. You buy 100 shirts, I will give you a reach around. Yeah. 1,000? I would bend over. Yeah, I would. Mark says 1,000 he might bend over. I probably would. If you buy 2,000 fucking shirts, that's a hell of a shipment. You'd have a shirt for every day of the year for like 4 or 5 years. That'd be impressive. Cerny says you also look beefy as hell. Great look. Oh, Cerny.
Hi, puppy.
Oh.
Boom shakalaka!
Because stickers?
I feel good though. But it's just a comparison. It's body fat percentage, and it's a different time. It takes a long time to put on the muscle. And like I said, my entire life since 2006, I haven't been trying to put on muscle since then. Like I leaned out, I did a lot of endurance training. I went through different phases of my training. So really, and actually even like from 2020, 2021, I was doing a lot of club work and kettlebells and stuff. Really like 2022, 2023, I was like, I am going to fucking I'm going to put on muscle, strength. I want to focus on strength training. So I built out like my gym and I'm specifically targeted. So it's really only been probably about, it hasn't even been a year since I've been like really focused on putting on muscle and strength again, like full on focus. I went through a lot of different phases of training. So it really it's been like about a year, not even yet, of like, I'm going to track every last thing again. Cause I was doing a lot of club stuff. I was just doing a lot of different things. It was good. More mobility work, totally fine. I generally did that throughout my life. Like I get obsessed with a certain type of training and then just do that and like do tons of kettlebell work and then all this club swing and maces all the time. And that was my obsession. And then now this has been, so I really, from this training protocol, it's been about lately it's been coming up on a year. And I put on like 25 pounds or so. Not all muscle, because, I put on some body fat too. I don't remember what my weight was. I wasn't tracking my weight closely when I started, so that maybe it wasn't that much. But not all muscle, that's for sure. I'm a lot thicker, but I feel better. I spend a lot of time being like lean and shredded. It's just, it doesn't feel as good. It doesn't feel as good being like ripped and like shred. It just doesn't feel as good. Joints don't feel as good. Strength isn't as high. I just don't like as much. My, how you've grown. Thick with 2cc. Yeah, thick. Elizabeth says Cerny's on her way to buying 100 shirts. I think it was 1,000. I think I said 1,000. You should post pics at some point of you during your bodybuilding days. I don't have any bodybuilding days. What do you mean? Like on stage? I never did that stuff. Old ones? I don't have them. I don't know where they are. Understand that when Cerny knows this, Cerny has like, when Cerny used to take pictures, she had to sit in front of the camera for like 40 minutes. Didn't it take, how long was it, Cerny, right? You had to like sit in front of the camera for like an hour, right? All Cerny's pictures like this. Because you had to hold the pose. That's why no one was smiling. If I'm not mistaken. Wait, this is all like pre-internet. This is before people posted every last fucking thing and have them all in their Google Drive and stuff. So I wasn't posting tons of stuff back in like 2005. It's all actual pictures. I don't know where they are. Cerny says it was a bitch. The old silver plate photography. That's right. With like the pitchfork and stuff. All right, let's I want to hit my protein intake for the day. Any ideas? Yeah.
Because
Don't swallow a load. No, I'm just kidding. Eat a steak. Thanks for being here. We're going to continue on Rumble and YouTube. Thanks for being here. Link in bio for all the content. And of course, buy one, get one 50% off over at papaswolio.com. You have a good sense of humor, Vanessa. Thanks for being here. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure you follow the page and all that good stuff. All right, we're going to move on. Don't say that my hubby is on here. Oopsies, someone's in trouble. Or go swallow his load. If you have a hubby, go chug on his chicken. Oh, don't say that my husband is here. I'll be like, help a brother out. He's like, yeah, dude, swallow the load. Your husband's like super amped. You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. Look at me, keeping marriages alive. Dope. I assume everyone on TikTok is like a child. And she's like, my husband is here. I'm like, oh, that's right? Some people are. Excuse me. All right, let's go. Balls deep it is.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
That's deep. It is. Can you feel it? Ah, there it is. There it is. All right, pick a number 1, 1, 2, or 3.
What's in the box?
1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Oh, let's get this video. I thought this was funny. This might actually be from. Okay, this wasn't in the folder like I mentioned, so I'll handle that later. All right, let's check this out. Let's check this video out first, and this is available over on my X account. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is a funny video, also very true, and it's a stitch, so let's play it. I thought it was funny. Let's see if it's as funny as I remember it, or accurate as I remember it.
Tell me, what is something they told you in school that you found out is a complete lie?
That you'll need to be able to do advanced math without a calculator, that the food pyramid was designed for your health and not the cereal industry, that you should trust the experts but don't question why they all work for the same corporations, that if we don't pay our taxes we wouldn't have any roads, that the banks need bailouts or else we'd be in a recession forever, that homeschooling leads to indoctrinating children and universities with 97% left-leaning professors definitely don't, that the CIA would never arm terrorists in foreign countries to create vassal states, that Hollywood celebrities would never have a suspiciously high rate of grooming children, that pharmaceutical companies definitely deserve immunity from all those strange health anomalies over the last 3 years. Oh shit.
Tell me, what is something they...
It is as funny as I remember. That's a great video. Holy smackdown. That wasn't a smackdown. This girl was like it was like a stitch prompt, but that's 100% accurate. 100% accurate. Super based. Super based. Well said. Well said. All right. Robert, number 3, trying to lose weight. Let's do this one.
What's in the box?
When people mention that they need to lose weight or that they're trying to lose weight, I try to stay neutral. I know that I'm supposed to say something like, you don't need to lose weight or you look fine, etc. Except if I said that, it would imply that I approve of your body as it is right now. Who am I to approve or judge your body? Your body has nothing to do with me and it doesn't determine your value. So if I don't tell you that you don't need to lose weight, I'm not trying to tell you that you do. I'm trying to reduce the fat phobia that's in our society. Your weight, your body is the least important thing to me about you.
Yeah.
Matt Damon. Take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
All right, cool story, Hansel. Let's do another one. This one's number 2 from Sheena. Okay.
What's in the box?
When you're obsessed with body size, you're obsessed with race, you're obsessed, like, you are the racist. You are the one who's, you're the segregationist. You're the one that likes to separate. You're the victim. You're the one that's trying to marginalize people. They're fighting and arguing and trying so hard to be the victim. It's just boring.
Mass deportations are happening.
When someone makes a video with a mask on, you don't automatically don't believe anything that they say. You have to filter that through the mask. You're in a room by yourself in the dark and you look retarded.
I don't like that. And I'll tell you why I don't like that, jobs being ripped away, that's a big one. Crops not being picked, the jobs that Americans don't want.
You see, they hate deportations because who's going to pick your crops? What about our slave labor? What about our slaves? Republicans freed the slaves, by the way.
Makes our groceries higher, higher in price and whatnot, another big one. I have family members that are immigrants, a fucking massive one. And the fact that I've had 3 deported so far, almost 4, throughout, my entire life. That's kind of, I guess you could say I have my fucking reason.
Yeah, you're mentally insane. If you've had so many people around you that are deported, why are you friends with so many criminals? This is, again, what the libtards don't want to understand, and they don't want the narrative of logic and common sense. If you are a criminal, you get sent back. This is not anyone who's not American. Oh my God, they're sending back anyone who's Mexican. That's not true. If you immigrate properly, you come in legally, you're fine. Like you're in the process of your paperwork. No one's getting deported. That's like in the process of becoming a citizen legally. No one is. If you are a criminal, if you break the law, like, hey, you stole that car. Hey, you murdered that person. Yeah, you're a criminal. But understand that if you're an illegal alien, you're a criminal. You broke the law entering the country. You cannot come in just by walking across. That's illegal. If you broke the law, that means you are a criminal. You broke the law. It doesn't matter if you come in and have 10 kids and you get a job. You shouldn't have gotten a job. How'd you get a fucking job? You're illegal. This is why you have to start fining companies, and there needs to be consequences for people that are not doing these background checks and stuff. There need to be heavy fines to disincentivize. This is why anchor babies and stuff, all this stuff needs to be eliminated. You have to disincentivize people illegally coming across. They're coming across because they're getting tons of benefits. They're coming across because the Biden administration, the Democrats, have been funding illegal immigration for years and years and years. There's incentives. They come across, they get free healthcare, they get free money, they get free this, they get free this, they get video games, they get all this stuff. Who wouldn't want to come over? Okay, well, you take all that away. Hey, you're going to get arrested and sent back immediately. People are less likely to come across because you're just going to get sent back. And it has to be strict, absolutely 100% brutal. You're not going to have anyone crossing because if they know they're going to come across and instantly they're just going to be like caught and come back, why would you're not going to come, right? You're not going to do it. Problem solved. Ayo, excellent. That's correct. Aaron, the great Dr. Delta, COVID made me realize how fucking stupid people are. It's almost unbelievable how stupid people are. It's almost unbearable. But, hey, we've been covering stupid people for quite some time. Hashtag Swole every day. Drop in the comments down below for winning today's Swole. Yeah! All right. Dewey. Oh, I did not hear that. I did not see that. But I'm all for it. What do we got? Dewey says, did you guys see ICE raided a Hyundai plant in Georgia and 100 workers fled? Oh my God. Okay. Again, I didn't see that. But think about who's at fault here. It's not just the workers that are illegal. If you're a Hyundai plant, if you are a company in the United States and you're hiring people that are not citizens, they're illegal, the company is at fault and they need to be penalized for it. Absolutely, 100%. Because it's incentive. You need to remove the incentives and have extreme penalties for companies. I'm not saying throw the companies in prison, but like X amount for like every day you have an employee. For every day, it's like $10,000 an employee, $10,000 per employee every day, or something like that, or something. Whatever. I don't have the answer, like what the actual thing should be. But let's say, okay, if you're a company and you get caught, for every day that you employed them, it's $10,000 per head, and you have 100 people. Like, you're not going to be paying millions of. You're going to be like, get the fuck out. And ICE has come. Get out. Just saying. Remove the incentives. It should be every single day. I don't know how you track that, but you get my point. If there's you remove the incentives, because if you cross the border, you're going to get a job. And then Hyundai is like, well, if we do this under the table, we can get some cheap labor. Okay. So there's incentives for both things to work. The company, it's illegal, I get it, but the company is like, hey, we can get these people that are cheap labor, this. And the people that are legal are like, see, like we'll do the work. Like, fine, okay. Both are complicit. So there needs to be extreme penalties across the board. Anyone who's sending money, right? Anyone who's funding or signing off on checks or anything to aid illegal immigrants, everyone needs to be penalized or prosecuted or whatever. And it's going to be, you want it to be absolutely like an electric fence. I think we should electrify the fence for one thing, but it needs to be like you touch it. No, it has to be like, no, not a chance. It needs to be something where, you know, any kind of company is like, no way, not a chance, not doing it, no incentives. If I come over and have a baby or I come over with a child, I'm not getting money. I'm not staying. I'm not going to be able, that my kid's not going to be a citizen just because I have, you know, I popped out a child and, you know, across the 10 feet across the Texas border. I'm not going to get a job. The plants are going to get heavily fined. And there's no, when you remove the incentives, it's going to dry up real quick. And there's no money being sent out, right, with USAID or any of these other money laundering schemes. And ICE is just raiding nonstop, like everywhere, like a fucking, you know, like an antivirus, which is great. You need that because then if there's no incentives, again, there's no reason to come over. Good. Good. All right. Body. One more. This one I think we've seen her before.
What's in the box?
They must all be vegans because their brains are not functioning properly.
Whoever said, I'll be able to find body acceptance after I lose some weight, or I know I'll be able to be more positive about my body after I'm smaller. I'm here to tell you that that is fundamentally untrue, and we have a lot of body image research to back that up. Body image research shows us that the closer we come to achieving our ideal appearance,
Body image research. You know, that's high quality.
the more conditional our sense of self-worth becomes, and the more we fear what it will cost us and what we will lose when our body inevitably changes again.
You gotta love, these are all like, quote, scientific studies, right? These are all like, how do you feel? Oh, how do you feel? Understand who is taking these studies. Who the fuck is taking these studies? Who is doing these studies on my body image? Again, think about this kind of like incestuous relationship with these bullshit studies and all these feelings. You have like weak people, got to be pretty much all women. Like, how do you feel about this? Well, how do you feel about, oh, my feelings? What kind of research is this? Go to the fucking gym, do some hard shit, take care of yourself. Your body image is whatever you want. Have fun with that. You got to figure it out. You need harder work. I'm not saying you should work in the coal mines, but let me tell you, if you're out, like, if you're doing roofing, a lot of you guys have like laborious jobs. You know, you've done roofing, you've done yard work or landscaping. You're not worried about your body image. You're working your fucking ass off. You know, you're like a garbage man or something like that. You're hauling shit and dumping stuff. You're doing work. You don't get my body image. How do I feel? You're doing shit. You're accomplishing something. You're helping society. Oh my God, how do I feel? Who cares? God, who cares? No one fucking cares.
Do not find body positivity or body liberation at a size, at a number, at some aspect of your body changing. You find it right here, right now, with the body that you have.
It doesn't.
What you just said.
It doesn't matter. Like, this doesn't matter.
Is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Doesn't matter.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, my God. Right, like, tell me it matters. You can't, because it doesn't. You know, it just does not matter. These are things that do not matter. Does not matter. Can we get it back on your knees? Yeah, we could do it.
No need to stop being a lady. Quit worrying. You'll be back on your knees in no time.
All right, let's do a throwback. See what we got here. Are obese and have been for decades, but they are pretty healthy and active for 80/90.
Good for your parents. There are a lot of studies that show that being overweight as an older adult has a lot of health benefits. So glad they're active and doing well.
Nope. I love to see these studies. There are studies that show being overweight as an old adult has a lot of health benefits.
We choose truth over facts.
That's a lie.
Bullshit.
Obese and elderly, if you even get that far, there's a reason why you don't see a lot of obese elderly people, because they're already dead.
You old fat bitch!
Oh, that's one of the best scenes from Always Sunny. Marge! Oh, you goddamn bitch. Marge! You fat bitch. Oh, that's a great one. Where is it?
I've contained my rage for as long as possible, but I shall unleash my fury upon you like the crashing of 1,000 waves! Begone, vile man, begone!
Another one.
Be dangerous.
Yup, pretty much.
This world, this country has gotten really liberal with the way that they use the term fat.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
It's not really the people using the term liberally, it's liberals trying to make it seem like obesity isn't a problem.
Someone will have a slight gut and be called fat, but that's where our uterus sits, and it's supposed to look like that.
God. Nope. If you're pregnant, Jesus Christ, you're still doing this thing? That's where your uterus is? God, you're dumb.
Fat is subjective.
It's not.
The BMI was made by palm men for palm women. My genetics will never in a million years fit into a BMI, and I never plan on fitting into a BMI.
You slather yourself and surround yourself with toxins and hormones. It's not your genetics, it's your habits. Yeah, I'm never going to fit into that. Yeah, because you're going to stay fat. If you're a uterus, if you're not pregnant and you can see your uterus, you're fat and you probably have swelling and inflammation. Yeah, but my PCOS, but my X, Y, and Z. You have insulin sensitivity, you have insulin resistance issues, and you're fat. And you have poor posture, and you have low back and, anterior pelvic tilt, and you have just terrible physical capacity. You're not healthy. Chronic inflammation and weak. That's what you got. So compound that over 10, 20, 30 years, and yeah, I'm never going to change. I've always been this way. I'll tell you why you aren't going to change, and I'll tell you why you've always been that way, because you've always had terrible fucking habits. That's why it's like you've always had terrible habits, so that's where you are. And if you're like, I'm not going to change, well, you're going to continue to have terrible fucking habits, and it's going to get worse. That's why you're never going to get better. Wow. The more you know. Wow.
Are there any women here today?
Smooth. Very, very smooth stuff. Very classy. I'm learning a lot from you right now, dude.
I'm learning absolutely nothing. Hashtag Swole every day. Let's drop that in the comments down below. Give away the Swole card. Come on now. Yikes. Oh my God. The uterus. Yeah, but my uterus. That's a new Swole card. That's a new SIG series. But my uterus. Maybe that's tomorrow's Swole card. But my uterus. Oh, my uterus. My uterus. Swole every day. Swole every day. We landing on one? Oh, we got one. Oh, man. Are there any women here today? Are there any animals here today? I guess there's one animal. It's Cerny. We got the goat. Cerny's collection's expanding. Congratulations, Cerny. This will be sent via Raven. We'll send you this by Raven mail. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3211. The subject, your marrying address in body of email. Marrying. Your mailing address in the body of the email. We'll send it via Raven. Cerny seeing a smoke signal like, ooh, I won Swole card. Cerny wins Swole card. Aye. That just became like Miyagi / Native American. Anyway, Cerny won. Congratulations. It is what it is, fam. Thanks for being here. Join us, swolenormousx.com. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow for 3212. Make sure you subscribe, like, share the show with your friends. Notifications are obviously not going through well when it comes to YouTube or Rumble. I think Rumble's been pretty good, but Yeah, you know, I got the boot on my neck, but it's all right. I lift. So all you apps that are trying to restrict old Papa Swole and the Swole fam, fuck your couch. We're not going anywhere. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGeese, deuce, Magoose. Your boy Papa Swole.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you laid. That's a bag that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons out closets and making new